Bucco's up 9-1 in the bottom of the fifth. I'm joined by Paul Skenes, who 5 strikeouts for you today, Paul. First time pitching in LECOM this spring and a ton of run support. How would you say this outing went overall for you?
Yeah, I mean it was fun. Beautiful day. Got some runs. We're about to win a ball game, so always fun.
You always tell me that the game doesn't change, people change. From the guy I talked to a year ago to the guy sitting next to me now, how much do you think that you've changed as a complete player on the mound?
Yeah, I've learned more for sure. I've learned how to use my pitches, where to throw them, when to throw them, all that. And stuff hasn't changed a ton. It's just how I know my stuff and how I'm using it, I think.
This offseason, you've been working on adding a cutter a little bit as well. How has that process been for you to build that up in spring and just test it on some other jerseys?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good. Work in progress for sure, but I'm happy with it.
What are some of the improvements you think you could still make to your arsenal? I know you're someone who's always tinkering a little bit, but if you tried to find the balance at all of, okay, I need to stick with what I'm good at here and maybe move away from anything?
Throw more strikes. Yeah, I mean, just gotta get ahead of guys, put them away. But that'll come with time. I think that's the only thing in terms of shapes and I mean really command too. It's all there. It's just about fine tuning it all.
That'll definitely come with innings as well. How nice has it been to really build up this spring and get the opportunity to really get some decent innings out there? I know last year it was hard for you to rein it in.
Yeah, I like to say that I had about a 3-month spring training last year, and half of it was in Indianapolis. So. It wasn't as beautiful of weather, and it was a lot slower. So nice to. I mean, it's different. It's just a different type of spring training. The ramp up's a little faster, but we're learning as we're going, and I think I'm in a good spot.
Jared Jones had really high praise for you as a leader this year, saying that when you speak, people listen, and he admires that. But he also said you possess this thing about you where people just want to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and if they should be doing that. How much of a compliment is that to you that your teammates think that highly of you as a young leader on this team?
Yeah, coming from Jared, I need you to send me the transcript of that, and I'll print it out and put it in his locker. No, it's good. It means a lot coming from Jared. I mean, you can't underestimate the type of leader that he is either. Same with Bailey, Mitch, Heaney. All those guys within the staff are leaders in their own right. And it's cool because, guys are listening, whether it's from me, from like literally, we all can hold each other accountable. And I think that's a little bit different than last year because we all, there's that comes from, empathy and knowing about people, knowing their background, their families, all that. And we didn't, that happened slowly last year, but now, we're in a position where we can, where we can ask each other questions and do all that. So it's good. It's fun.
Bubba Chandler is somebody who looks up to you. I know this. He had talked about asking you and picking your brain about last year. We know he might be in a similar type of situation this season. He's got the prospect game coming up this week. But he said the most interesting piece of advice you gave him was really how to take care of his body, like on the plane rides, just little things outside of the game you wouldn't think about. So what was the most valuable lesson you learned off the mound in terms of how to enhance your game when push comes to shove?
Yeah, that's a tough one because I think what you're talking about with plane rides and hotels and all that, it's a lot of little things that can help you feel 1% better. Frankly, it's a pain in the butt to do all of it, but you have to if you want to be the best. So. But you start adding those 1%, together, and eventually it becomes 15, 30, whatever it is. And that's kind of the message that I've told him. I've told other young guys because it's an adjustment when you get called up. The speed of the game, the speed of life is very quick, and so as prepared as you can be, that you have to do that.
You mentioned guys in this pitching rotation. How excited are you just to feel the hunger that's happening in spring training right now that this rotation is ready to display this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's about going out there and doing our jobs, and there were, glimpses of that last year. I mean, we were rolling for, I would say, a majority of the season in terms of the starting rotation. Kind of holding the line and passing it on to the next guy. it started now. It started already, and it's going to continue, into the season and hopefully, well into October. And guys believe it. So it's going to be fun.
Paul, speaking of fun, my goodness, there are fans in every inch of this ballpark to see you play today. How cool has it been to get to see the spectacle that you've created, just what you bring to the field?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. Yeah, I mean, wish I didn't give up a run, but, it happens. No, it's cool. It's kind of a sobering thing to, look in the stands and look up in the bullpen and have people watching me warm up and all that, to watch me basically go out there and, play a practice game where I'm not worried about results. So it's different. But, I mean, it's a blessing for sure.
Are you going to keep your eye on that auction at all for that baseball card that's caused a frenzy this offseason?
What baseball card? No, I'm not. Yeah, it is what it is. Whatever people want to pay, good for them.
It might be a lot, Paul.
Yeah, hey, cool.
Hey, it's well-deserved. You deserve all of this that we see in front of us as well, and I know those fans are anxious to get to see you, and you already spent so much time signing already today. Really looking forward to what you can bring to the mound this season. Thanks for your time, Paul.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Joe?